Hey everybody, Brian Docker here. I fix credit so people can go on and enjoy the lives that they truly deserve. And I love doing it. Today we're going to talk about your credit and your credit score and how that works, how companies come up with credit scores for you. Because you don't really have a credit score until somebody pulls your credit data. And I'm just going to use FICO basically as an example. But the credit bureaus, there's three credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, and they are all aggregators of data. Basically, they keep data on you, okay? There are about 300 pieces of information in your credit files. And so when I say files, I'm talking about the three bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, okay? And so then different people are going to pull that credit. The two most common are FICO and Vantage. But with FICO, there are several different methods of pulling your credit. For instance, if you need credit to get a credit card or buy a car or buy a house, those are all different. In fact, there were about 65 different versions of your credit score per credit bureau. So you can see that, 3 times 65, you're talking about 195 different ways that can be calculated. So you don't really have a credit score. You have multiple and very multiple versions of your credit scores. What happens basically with FICO is that when they pull your credit files from those three credit bureaus, each credit bureau is going to have a little bit different information. Okay, I can just tell you that it's going to be a little bit different per each bureau. And when FICO pulls that data, they run through all 300 pieces of what's in there, and they come up with a credit score. It's very, very common for you to have three different credit scores. In fact, it's uncommon for all three of those to match up. Usually, all three of them are going to be different. And they could be 50, even 100 points different. And the reason for that is, like I said, there could be different information reported in each credit bureau. For instance, you may have a medical collection that's reporting on two of the bureaus, but not one of the other. And then you may have a credit card that's reporting on one credit bureau and not all three. And you may have a car loan that was closed 5 years ago, and it's reporting on one credit bureau and not all three. Let me be perfectly clear that there is nothing in the Fair Credit Reporting Act that says any reporting agency has to report your data on all three credit bureaus. They do not. There's nothing that says they have to, and a lot of them don't. And that's why you may have varying credit scores. And especially for mortgages, what a mortgage company will do when they pull your credit, they're going to look at all three of those credit scores, and they're going to use what they call your middle score, which is obviously the middle score. It's not an average. Don't think that. It's not. It is your middle score. If you have a 675 on Equifax and a 695 on Experian and a 710 on TransUnion, that 695 is what they're going to use. Okay, so you don't really have a credit score until your credit gets pulled, and then they use that data that's pulled, and there's an algorithm that they use to produce those credit scores for you. Let's touch briefly on Credit Karma. Credit Karma, first of all, they only have two credit scores, Equifax and TransUnion. Experian does not participate. And there is a rumor that Equifax is going to drop out as well. I don't know if that's true or not. But I'll tell you that, okay, Credit Karma is a good tool for you to go and check your credit score. But what you need to realize is that that score, okay, is probably not that accurate. And and they do not provide Experian at all. So you're not seeing that score. You're only seeing 2 out of the 3. And you should never, ever use Credit Karma for disputes. The reason why is Credit Karma, first of all, they don't provide account numbers. And when you're disputing information on your credit report, you need to include account numbers. They don't provide that. In fact, there's tons and tons and tons of details that they don't provide. They provide you an extremely generic look at your credit score. Now, the flip side of that is a very good place to go and pull your credit reports is www.annualcreditreport.com. That's annualcreditreport.com. You can go there. You can pull all 3 of your credit reports. It is actually the most accurate method of looking at your credit file because you're pulling those files directly from the credit bureaus that own the data. But when you go there, you're not getting a credit score. You're going to get your credit files, not your credit scores. So while you're there, you can pay them and they'll give you your credit scores. But you're not going to get your credit scores while you're there in that. But it is a valuable resource to go and pull and look and see what is on your credit report. And I'll tell you this, there's 2 ways to look at it. You need to know what your credit score is, but more importantly, you need to know what is on your credit. I get lots of people that come to me and want to enroll in our services, and they send me a screenshot of their credit score, which to be honest means absolutely nothing to me, because what I need the details of what's in their credit file. I can't fix a credit score without working on the details. So we work with the details. But so there's the credit lesson here today, is you don't really have a credit score. You have many versions of it. They're all going to be different. And just keep in mind that the credit bureaus they're aggregators of data. So that's the lesson on credit scores today. What I would like to end with, I would like to say that if there are topics that you want me to cover, please send me, and just inbox me, send me a private message, and I will research that topic for you and cover it. Please keep in mind that I am a credit repair expert. I'm not a loan officer. I don't sell cars. I am not an expert on the mortgage lending industry. I am familiar with it. But specific questions about that are better asked to a mortgage loan originator. And if you need one, I can recommend some. So anyway, that's it for today. I appreciate y'all joining in. I hope you got something out of this and learned something. And again, if you have questions, just send me an inbox, send me a private message, and I will answer it. And if you have topics you want me to cover, I will do that too if you send them to me. So thank you very much. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.